We're going to continue today with The Spy Who Fed Me, and we're going to be talking about Sean Sharma. Let's jump into this episode, and I'll give my insights as I talk about one of my favorite cast members here. Sean is amazing. We always have a lot of fun in interviews and different times when we get to hang out. So let's jump into this one and talk about Sean Sharma.
That sounded really smart. You went to college, right?
I think I did go to college.
Yeah, see, I didn't go to college. I'm educated in the School of Hard Knocks.
But you are also an educator.
Isn't that strange? I'm even an adjunct professor at a university.
I'm Elijah Alexander, and this is the show where we get to know your favorite cast members, one secret at a time. Take it easy over there, pal. Your secret's safe with us. It's not interrogation, it's conversation. Welcome to The Spy Who Fed Me. Super excited to be sitting here with our next guest. Why don't you tell us who you are and what you do on The Chosen?
Thank you, Elijah. I am Sean Sharma. I play a character called SHMUEL on The Chosen, who is a intense Pharisee.
And our favorite Pharisee of all. At least mine.
Yeah, I would say that, I guess. Yeah, I'd probably rank it SHMUEL, Nicodemus, Yusuf. I'd probably go those, my top three Pharisees.
If one had a favorite Pharisee. Let's talk a little bit about what's set out before us here.
Well, it looks like what we have here is one of my favorite snacks, which is Doritos with sour cream. We seem to have...
I used to take this to school with me when I was a kid, but it wasn't sour cream. We would have ranch. So I would dip Doritos in ranch. Or just straight tortilla chips and ranch. I would take that with me to school when I was in like elementary school.
Of nacho cheese Doritos with sour cream, which is my standard. Although I would guess this is like sour cream Doritos as well, which is an added bonus.
I think those are ranch.
Or are they ranch, cool ranch?
They might be, you tell me. Give it a taste.
I will.
Are there sour cream Doritos? Is that a thing? I don't think I've ever heard of that.
I will totally try it. And then I think we've got some Coke.
We have Mexican bottled Coke, your favorite, or so we were told.
That's Cool Ranch, yep.
That is Cool Ranch. Okay, I mean, it's a lot of orange food, kind of a natural.
That's just from my childhood. I don't know. This was like the treat that I would flock to. Even here on location when I'm filming, I'll sometimes just, pick some up so I can reward myself after a day of shooting.
Okay, how about Coke?
Hey, who doesn't like a Coke, right?
Who doesn't like a Coke?
Hey, and this...
Coke and a smile.
Yeah, Mexican Coke is different. I think they use different like sugars and things in their Coke. So it tastes slightly different. Of course, bottled Mexican Coke is the best. You can kind of get it in a lot of different places here in the US at least. So if you haven't had Mexican Coke, definitely try it out.
Temperature. You know how to roll.
For heights and depths no words can reach, music is the soul's own speech. Who's this? Who's this we're listening to? While we listen to this intro, give us some background on this.
Well, yep. A lot of my earlier music was very angsty. It was very...
He's got a good voice though. That's epic. That's awesome. Maybe one of these days I'll just randomly plop in some of my music into my stuff, and that would be fun. That'd be really fun.
It was the way that I got the bad stuff out, was expressing it.
This is you singing, writing.
Drums, bass, guitar, piano, and I sing. Yeah,
that is beautiful. This is new to me.
Before I pursued acting in Los Angeles, I was in Minneapolis, St. Paul, and I pursued being a singer-songwriter in the Twin Cities for about 10 years. And then I moved to LA in 2007. And acting was something I did in Minnesota as a support to my music. And then that flipped when I came to LA, where now acting was my primary and music was something I did to get the angst out, to get the feelings out.
Can you tell us who this is?
That's my mommy.
And her...
That's my mommy.
Importance in your life?
Well, my mom practically raised me and my sister as a single mother. Oh, there we go. Look at that. So I think we can all agree that the fashion of that is on point. And how cool to have that like arm on her shoulder. I mean, it was lovely. It must have been one of those Sears Olin Mills types of places.
Yeah, for sure. Where you go into the big store And they have a little photo studio in the front. Yes, 100%.
Remember that? You go to the Sears and you get
Yes, I
photos
do.
at Sears next to the lawnmower?
Yeah. So you're telling me that kid grew up to be this man
Look at that.
and knighted, no less.
Renaissance Fair. Let's go. I love the Renaissance Fair. Love it, love it.
I mean, you look pretty manly, but I have to say, apart from the chicken legs, that's pretty good.
Yeah, this is nothing compared to that. That's amazing. And you were
You got
officially
leather.
knighted.
I've got plate mail. So I think that was at the Renaissance Festival in Los Angeles at the Renaissance Pleasure Fair in the Santa Fe Dam there. I'd actually really like to go to the biggest Ren Fair, which is outside of Houston, which is in October. So I'm planning on...
The biggest in the country?
I think so, yeah.
Or the world?
It's either the oldest or the biggest or both.
So you've been playing.
Yeah, there's some massive Ren fairs and even like LARPing festivals where you go and you like live for 2 weeks out in the wilderness as if it was the Renaissance. It's crazy, man. There's some crazy stuff.
SHMUEL for a few years now. What have you learned from playing this character?
I think SHMUEL is a very distinct, relatable character because we all have a little bit of SHMUEL in us at times, where we all can think that we're so right about something that it makes us blind to the truth. That
Yeah, this happens to me all the time. Like, let's say I have a theory about The Chosen, or I have a specific thing. Like, Matthias is a great example of this, right? Like, I was so expecting Matthias ever since season 3 of The Chosen that I was so blinded to a lot of the other things that could have happened or would have happened or should have happened. Like, I thought Leander was Matthias at one point, and then I thought, some of the other people were Matthias. And then I was really confused whenever Matthias did become a thing in The Chosen because it didn't make sense. Because I was so locked in on how Matthias should have been, which I still agree with. I don't agree with how it was done in The Chosen. I think it's kind of silly, but yeah.
that may be right in front of our eyes. I think if
Yeah, someone put in the comments, LARPing as The Chosen would be fun, like doing a week-long, like, Chosen first century LARPing festival. That would be crazy. I bet someone would make a lot of money doing that, I bet. Like, you could invite some of the actors to come and, like, sneak in, like, at certain times of the day or whatever, and they just, like, kind of walk around as if it were first century Israel. That'd be insane, bro.
If anything, this show and our wonderful writing team has trusted me with some very intricate, complex theological dialogue. He's kind of a cautionary tale about making sure that you don't just abandon what you were taught or what you were raised to believe in without good reason, but you also have to somehow...
Sorry, I just realized people are not going to understand what LARPing is. LARPing is live action role play, which means like you go dressed at, like, let's say there was a LARPing festival for The Chosen. It would be like you show up in your first century clothing and then you stay there for, a day or two. And you spend your entire day doing different things. Like maybe you go to the Hammer and you see like some food and you have some food and drink there, or like you go to the synagogue and you see that there's Pharisees preaching and they're doing different things there, and then like it would be different things like that essentially. But it's a live action role play.
Now have eyes to see something that is new and true. He just happens to be wrong on this particular issue, but that doesn't mean he's a bad person. God bless SHMUEL. Team SHMUEL.
We need t-shirts made. When you take on a character, you're asking yourself as an actor, as an artist, as a human being, a series of questions, right? I'm interested in the why, the most important question. So
Great.
tell us why it is you do what you do.
It's about experiencing the variety of life, where most people only get to see life from one vantage point, but I get to experience it through hundreds, perhaps thousands over the course of my life between auditions and jobs that I do, where I get to try different professions, different relationships, different time periods, places, etc. So for me, it's just about experiencing the wonderful variety of life.
Many lifetimes in one.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's a real blessing. I get a little glimpse, and that's sometimes that's all you really want and all you really need.
Investigative journalism, you have this in your background. If you ever need a job, come see me. What's more important, factual accuracy or truth?
For me, I think that there is no greater responsibility than to speak up when you see something that isn't right. I am the guy who's constantly putting myself out there by saying, this isn't right. This could have been done better, etc. So I think it's important to be true to yourself and speak up, even if you're wrong. And I think that's all.
I would say it is important to speak truth, not necessarily what is true to you. I would say that's the distinction that I would make from a very, from a very Christ forward point of view that I have. It's like there is an absolute truth. And so those things will always trump anything else that happens in life, right? Jesus is God. Jesus is the Messiah. Jesus came and he died for our sins on a cross. And because of that, we can have eternal life. These things are pillars that are truth, that are unequivocally the most important things of our nature, of who we are. And so speaking that truth and being part of that truth is more important than speaking your truth or speaking something that you believe to be true. You need to find what is actually true.
Also, one of the lessons of SHMUEL is that SHMUEL, to me, is not a villain. He has done nothing bad. He is trying to serve his God. He's trying to serve his community. He's doing what he was raised to believe by Nicodemus, no less, is one of his teachers.
All right, you've heard the game Two Truths and a Lie?
No.
Okay, so I'm going to tell you two truths and a lie, and you're going to point out the lie. Elizabeth Tabish plays Mary Magdalene. Started a woman-led film company that made horror movies. 1. Was sleeping on her mother's couch when she got cast on The Chosen. 2. Spent time training to be a medicine woman in Brazil.
I think the Brazil one's wrong.
Wow. Didn't skip a beat. And you are correct.
That's awesome because, yeah, Liz created this amazing film festival. In fact, I wanted her help with creating one for the union. And then I know that
he's talking about the actors union at this point. I don't know if he is anymore, but Sean was like, he was part of like he was like the president of the Actors Guild, like SAG-AFTRA, even during the strike that happened for season 4 and all the stuff that happened there. He was the president for it. So he's like a really, really big player in the acting space. He is, up there with some of the best actors in the business, basically, and helping to run the union, the actors union that is kind of behind all of them there.
that she found the show and the show found her at a very tender moment in her life.
Which character on The Chosen do you love to hate?
I think the only one that I think is just an unmitigated blank would be Rabbi Akiva. Everyone else, they may be a little weird or they may be a little annoying or whatever. I mean, Rabbi Josiah is like the boring Pharisee, right? Who's just like, and if you need to put it in the water and then it's not clean, and like he's boring. But that's not, you don't hate somebody like that. But Rabbi Akiva is just mean, you know?
Yeah. What character would you love to play if you weren't playing your own?
Oh, I actually think that Jonathan, who plays Jesus, you couldn't find a better actor or a better human that was suited to play that role. Yeah, I'm very happy with being SHMUEL. However, I think the kinds of experiences that Jonathan has been able to have as an actor doing that role would be so much fun.
Yeah, such a great answer there. Of course, he doesn't want to offend Jonathan Rumi by saying, oh yeah, I would love to play Jesus. You know, I'd be so much better at it. I don't think that's what he's trying to say, but yeah, the complexities that come with playing Jesus have to be insane. I wouldn't wish that on anybody, to be honest with you. Playing Jesus changes your life whether you want it to or not, I think.
And the kind of language he's been able to play with and quoting scripture and all of that, and just to interact with people where he gets to see that beautiful transformation take place, I think that would be so much fun.
Thank you for sharing some of your heart with us.
Thanks for the lovely callbacks to the past.
And please take some of this orange food home with you.
Oh, yeah, great.
Yeah,
Thank
just
you.
take it home.
Oh, these are heavy.
Get it off the table because it's unnatural.
It's unnatural and processed to get it out of here. Anyway, love The Spy Who Fed Me. Let me know your thoughts about this one in the comments down below. And of course, we'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.